We're back. Hi, Bishop Wcela and myself, Father Larry, we're here to speak about the situation, what's going on in our parish, and invite you to make comments, call in for questions, or whatever. So, what's going on? Well, we started to make plans for Holy Week. So just as a reminder, on Monday night of next week, we're going to have a prayer service of forgiveness at 5 o'clock. Every Monday in Holy Week for the past many years, we've had a day of reconciliation. Since we can't be doing that, we're going to offer an opportunity for people to come together via live stream or even afterwards to pray and to seek forgiveness for our sins and ask for God's mercy before we fully enter into Holy Week. The services on Thursday, Friday, and Easter Vigil will all be at 5 o'clock p.m. They'll all be the same time. This way, if you wish to watch live on TV, the diocesan television station, they will have their Thursday and Saturday night one at 8 o'clock, and their Friday one will be at 3 o'clock, which is the traditional time. So just so you know that, okay? Thank you.
You know that Riverhead has a good number of senior citizen complexes. And something that's always impressed me about them is how the folks in those complexes take care of one another. If somebody is homebound, people come to visit, they bring necessary things, they ask if anything needs to be done. It's a great example for this time. I know you can't visit, we're told to isolate, keep ourselves from one another, but it's so important to keep up this whole business of being in contact with each other. Our families need to hear from us. We need to come in contact with our friends. We think of people who are closed in and who don't have anyone visiting. It's just so important that we keep in touch, that because we're isolated, we have all these social media opportunities now with which we can get in touch with one another. So I just encourage the folks to continue doing what you've been doing, not just in the senior complexes, but in all of our parish, to keep in touch with one another, keep in touch with your family, with your friends, with all those who care about you.
Some of the things that are going on or not going on in our parish are many. So we've had to cancel religious formation. Rita and Liz are contacting all the families by text, by phone. They're giving them information and projects to do at home. Hopefully at some point we will restart that. Hopefully before First Communion times, which is already set. We may have to move them back. We don't know yet. We also have Sister Margaret and volunteers are giving out food every day from 10 to 12, shorter hours. You have to stay outside in your car and they'll come to you. But that's important, it's essential. It probably will grow because of people being out of work at this time and the inability to go and get that food. We also have the cemetery, yesterday and today again, the laborers are there putting in beams, long steel beams, in which headstones will go on. Presently we have 3 empty slots. I didn't realize that with that few. And this will give us another 100. Hopefully we don't have to use them in this epidemic, but it's deemed necessary and essential work. Some of the work that we plan to do, we have to stop or not continue at this point. One was all the lighting in the school building. We finished lighting in the church, all the new lighting right before this happened, but now with the virus, we can't do the inside buildings or the cafeteria or the school building. So those are things that are put on hold for right now. We are calling everybody. So we have volunteers now calling everyone in the parish just to see how they are and say hello to them, let them know the bishop and myself are praying for them as well as all the people in the parish. So that's also something just to keep in mind.
I've heard from a friend recently that said she listens to the news all day long. I wonder if that's a good thing. Yes, it's important that we keep up with what's happening. We keep up with the coronavirus and all the things that are going on and the rest of the news in the world. But I wonder if we can't get too much news. I used to turn on the radio in the morning and get the news. Well, I don't anymore. I read the New York Times for world news. I read Newsday for local news, the Times Review for local news, and then watch in the evening, watch an hour of news. And I think that keeps me up to date. Because if we just keep listening to the same stories of coronavirus and what it's doing over and over again, it can really weigh on our lives. And there are a lot of other things going on, not just bad things, but good things going on in the world. So maybe one of the things to look at is, instead of, if you are, watching an awful lot of news, to turn it off now and again and just think about other things, about time for maybe reading or prayer or whatever else that might be useful in your life.
boys and girls, moms and dads too, don't try this at home. Holes in the back for air. Nope, it goes this way. I made my own protective garment. You're hearing that a lot because people working in the hospitals, police officers, emergency crews cannot get all the equipment they need. It's unbelievable. Some are making their own, companies are making it out of cloth, out of bandanas, and it is serious. It's a serious issue. And many of the hospitals, as you know, they're reusing their mask again and again. In the back of my car, I have Lysol antiseptic and Perel, and every time I visit the hospital, I take it off and I spray everything and I let it sit there until the next time so that I can use that same thing again and again because there's a less of that. Bishop Wcela mentioned there's a lot of good things going on. Well, because of the video, Father Peter over in St. Isidore's called me up yesterday and said, Father Larry, I can help you at the hospital if you need help. So that's a great thing. He called. He has training from the fire department that he belongs to, and he can now assist. Yesterday, there were 4 people I had to see there. That's a lot in one day. I think it's going to get more numbers as time goes on. Hopefully not. But it would be great to have my brother priest next door helping out to do that. And many other people have called to assist in different ways that they can. It's limited what they can do. And so we're asking people just, most importantly, pray for each other. And maybe as we move forward, we might have people write letters to people or something like that. Your suggestions would help us in what you would like to do, what you can do. Thank you very much.
This will be my 64th Holy Week. Long time. It reminded me of memories of the past. I remember my first Holy Week. I was in Maria Regina Parish in Seaford. At that time, that had all been potato farms, and that area was growing very quickly. Seaford, Massapequa Park, Wantor, East Meadow. Houses were being put up by the hundreds, and many people, young people, were moving in. We had about 2,000 people, 2,000 families rather, registered in the parish, and very few of the folks were over 35, so it was a very young parish. We didn't have a church. We had a rented store that held about 250 people, and the priest lived in a rectory about a mile away. There was Father Jim Bradley, the pastor, who was ordained 25 years, Father Emmett Fagan, a year ahead of me. Our first Holy Week, we celebrated part of it in this rented store. We were celebrating the Holy Saturday night vigil, and it called for blessing the holy water and then carrying it in procession from the back to the front of the church. Well, of course, we had no really of the equipment that the church needs at this time, so we had to make do with whatever we could find. So we had blessed the holy water, and we were carrying it up to the front. I was holding it up, and Father Fagan was carrying incense and incensing it. And as we walked to the front, people were giggling and starting to laugh as we walked along. I had no idea what they were laughing at. But we carried it to the front and carried on the ceremony. And we thought after it was all over, we had bought this beautiful white enamel pail that even had a white enamel cover on it. And we discovered that this, at that time, was what was being used as a diaper pail. So we had been incensing and walking with a diaper pail full of dusty water. It was a great memory. I went to many other Holy Weeks since then, as a member of the seminary faculty, and pastor in a parish and so on. But this here, after about 30-something here in Riverhead, this is the strangest Holy Week of all. Strangest in the sense that we're going to be celebrating in a different way. But we need to remember, it's still Holy Week. It was still remembering and sharing in whatever way we can the fact that Jesus Christ came into our world, that he suffered and died for us, and that God loved us so much and loves us even in this difficult time. Thank you.
And just as an addition to the Holy Week has started in a sense because yesterday we got our delivery of palm. We will be blessing all the palm at the Saturday night Easter Vigil. And then we will take that palm and put it in our cafeteria refrigerator so it will hopefully stay as fresh as it can. And then at another date later on, we will tell the people when the celebration will be and we will give out that palm. I'm also today going to Holbrook to pick up our 1,000 holy water bottles that we will fill and bless also at the Easter Vigil. those two we will keep and hold on to until that time that we give them out the same time as the palm. So you have something to look forward to get as a gift. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.
Can we just promote the Stations of the Cross?
Sure. Station of the Cross, Friday at 3 o'clock this week and next week. So you can watch Station of the Cross. You can pray along with that. Be a great thing to do. And I might as well give you a story that my sister's a nurse who works at Winthrop, great person. Every day she sends me stuff on Facebook. I'm not a big Facebook fan. She is. She sends me all sorts of pictures. Well, she sent me one yesterday. It was a big placard in black with white letters, and it said this: "Oh my God, has anyone told the Amish about this?" So I laughed at that because they don't have phones and things like that, electric. But we need to pray for all people. So again, God bless you. Have a great day. Stay safe.
Y la Vía Crucis este miércoles.
La Vía Crucis, miércoles también a las 3. Sí.
Bye.